The College Football Experience Week 8 reaction show episode. The Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is LeGarrette Blunt, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the College Football Experience. Week 8 reaction show. Yeah. Yes, youtube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button, because if you follow us, you had an amazing fucking day yesterday. Best day of the season for me. If you combine Friday and Saturday, best day of the season for me. Is I'm like fucking that scene in the beginning of DuckTales where you just jump off a diving board into a bunch of gold. I might be dating myself with DuckTales. I don't know what made me think of that, but that's the way I feel like it right now. Haven't had a thought about DuckTales in about 30 years, but it just came to me right now. That's the CTE. Look. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swigga, Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Yes. You are going to pay for it. Any of the haters. Tough weekend for the shit talkers. Tough weekend for the shit talkers. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. Season starts, 15 days. I'm tap dancing over here. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governor of South Carolina with the Gamecocks in West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, what a day in college football. That wild games. Shout out Stanford.
All right, I'm going to try to go chronologically here because I feel like it's cool if we can address by some of the slides here. But out the gate, Thursday. So I've been on fire since Thursday, on absolute fire, because I told you, you filthy cowards. I told you, filthy cowards, that these Tulsa Golden Hurricane are going to cover against my Pirates, but my Pirates will win like they always will. So first, shout out to getting that fourth win, but shout out for a lock battle win for Dundee with his Tulsa Golden Hurricane plus 17.5. Winner, chicken dinner.
I hate ECU. I hate watching the team play.
No, the offense is terrible, and but your thoughts on just a tough lock battle loss? I hate to do this to you, right? I know there was no notes. I was just going to shit on you right from the start. But yeah, your thoughts on this one?
I feel like I never get an ECU game right. When I fade them, they roll like the Army game. When I take them, the BYU game, this game, they had their chances to blow it open, but that shot shit, like, it's hard to watch.
Oh, it's terrible to watch the offense. I actually think the defense is fun to watch, but the offense is shitty. Yes. So my weekend started there, just dancing around. Then Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. No, I'm joking. Hold on. Forgot these were on the slides. Then we go to the Schnellenberger Bowl.
Hilarious.
Where not only did I have Louisville plus the points, I had Louisville on the motherfucking money line. I mean, this is so easy. Jeff Brohm is an incredible fucking coach. Don't give him a week to prep. You give him a week to prep. You let Louisville make the playoffs, by the way, one of these years. And you give him that month to prep. Good luck. Good luck. It's a free show. Yeah, what was this, like 380? I forget what it was. 420, something like that. This is just hilarious. Miami's the best team in the nation, Mac. But Carson Beck had what? 4 interceptions. Should have been 5 because of a ridiculous roughing the passer call. I thought this was a terribly refereed game, by the way. Yeah. But Louisville never trailed. Wire to wire, the Cards were the better team, and Mario Cristobal is Mario fucking Cristobal. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Your thoughts on this game?
How flat was Miami to start the game? I mean, just ridiculous how much more pop Louisville had in their step. I mean, Louisville kicked their ass. I know it ended up being a 3-point game in the end, but Isaac Brown goes for 7.5 yards a carry. They just hit him right in the mouth, and it was 14-0 in the blink of an eye. And those referees, they tried to get Miami back into that game with that.
They were terrible. They were terrible refs the entire the whole game. Yeah. Terrible announcing. Both were just absolutely terrible. I'm a little concerned about the product in that regard. But how about Miami, the best offensive line in the nation? Some would say. Not me ever. 63 rushing yards. 63 rushing yards.
2.8 yards a carry. And how bad was Carson Beck? Ugh.
Yeah.
4 interceptions.
It should, and the 5th that it got overturned because of the nonsense roughing the passer.
Yes.
So I mean, Mac, I'm curious: is Miami going to win the ACC? Because now you look at this, we got to get to a lot of other ACC outcomes. I don't even know if they're going to play in the ACC championship.
No, they still got that back-to-back road trip at the end of the year. They still
have to go to SMU. SMU has yet to lose an ACC game in 1.5 years.
Yeah. No, they're not going to get there. They're going to drop another one because Cristobal's Cristobal, and he'll find a way to fuck it up like he always does.
Yeah, regular season by the way, for SMU, not postseason. And Jeff Brohm, shout out to Louisville. I mean, this weekend was incredible because then I took the money line, and I also took the money line. And this game was fire, by the way. Shout out to Kentucky State with a walk-off field goal. I took the money line right here. We took the money line on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I took the points, took the money line. I mean, this was just a fire fucking weekend, dude. As they dominate Nebraska 24-6. I mean, Nebraska had 213 total yards of offense, 36 yards on the ground. Also cashed the Darius Taylor higher prop with Miller Moss that I gave out on this show on 1.5 passing touchdowns. He threw 2, and then Darius Taylor had over 60 rushing yards after the first quarter. So, buddy, Matt Rule to Penn State. You guys sure? This is the guy you want? But your thoughts on this one?
You can tell he was a little distracted this week because his team came out completely flat, and they got hit in the mouth too, just like Miami. Taylor went for almost 150. 6 yards a carry. So, yeah, I mean, Nebraska's been overrated all year. I know that they had the number next to their name, but this team is not that good. I don't think they're very good at all. They should have lost Cincinnati. They lost to Michigan, the only game that they really else played. They'll go 7-5 because their schedule is very weak.
Yeah. Minnesota this was just an ass whooping.
Yeah, I mean, they
just a legit
never game.
3 for 12 on 3rd and 4th down was Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nebraska. Counterfeit. I thought it was worth, and look, this is where one I will say back in June or something, I was saying, yeah, I did sprinkle Nebraska to make the playoffs. Just because the schedule was so nice. It's not that I really believed the team was good. Yeah. I just thought that the schedule aligned for a potential run. Yeah, they're not good.
No, not at
all. But we had a fire day, and then this game, by the way, shout out to Whitewater for a dominating performance against Stout. This one, I would thank you on this one. You swayed me to take Mendenhall. I remember I was going to take San Jose State just because, and by the way, I did lose money on my win total and I don't believe they'll make the Mountain West Championship, but I guess that ticket has not failed me yet. But thank you for talking some sense into me and taking Utah State, even though San Jose State outgained Utah State by like 100 yards.
I was going to say San Jose actually played pretty well. That was a good game back and forth.
Yeah, shout out to Bronco Mendenhall. Good coaching always wins. You know, how many 4th and 1s does San Jose State go shotgun run and not get it?
Yep.
It's really like a pandemic going on in the country about that. I feel like this year more than ever, the shotgun run on 4th and 1. I mean, we will get to the Kentucky game. But the Duke game, we could talk about that too. Yeah, shout out to so I mean the losing ways, they just couldn't go away. Then this one I did Benedict on our show. I believe I took Carolina. I ended up taking Cal once it went under 10, and that was a bad play because Cal almost lost. Actually, though, if I'm being honest, Cal never trailed in this game besides what? I don't think they trailed at all, actually.
No.
Yeah. But North Carolina got a drive extended. It was 21-10. And North Carolina got a drive extended on a ridiculous taunting penalty. Like there was a good sack by Cal. The guy did nothing over the top. Nothing over the top. And he gets a taunting penalty, which extended the drive. North Carolina ends up scoring. I actually feel like I should have been on the right side of this in hindsight, now that I think about that. But then North Carolina gets the ball back. Their drive, they almost won the game because they fumbled into the end zone. Cal gets it. Cal 21, North Carolina 18. You hit here. I know you sprinkled the money line, which obviously was a half yard away.
Yeah, man.
Classic Ernest Biner.
Yeah. I thought Belichick was going to steal this one.
Yeah, I mean, this would have been huge for them, but I mean, it's huge for Cal.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I did eat shit on this one. I still think though, if you don't call that taunting, they're punting, or they're going for a 4th and 15, and then you're looking at a potential 21-10 final score. But anyway, dude, Cal, Stanford, and SMU are all in the top half of the ACC right now.
We'll talk about the Stanford one. That's hilarious. It's Cal, man. If they had got it at Duke game, they would be in the driver's seat. And they
blew like a 14 or 17-0 lead in that game or something. They were up early. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Cal, it's hard. That's a hard trip. Those teams are struggling going out west for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Good for my Cal win total over, which cashed. All right. Then we get the Saturday's action. UConn, Boston College. I was getting tagged in this, man. Hey, you guys had a fucking battle in this.
Yeah.
You and CJ. I stayed away from this game. I did pick UConn on our sheet, but I'm saying I was getting shit on for the Boston College side. Whoa. It was a battle between you and Bet Detective. UConn 38, BC 23. This is good for our UConn win total over. Mm-hmm. How bad is Boston College and Chestnut Bill there?
What happened to them? When they went to Michigan, well, I guess we're finding out Michigan State is really bad. The more and more like the weeks go on. So I thought that after the first couple of weeks that they looked the part, but I mean, lost at Stanford, then they lost to Cal at home, then got killed by Pitt, Clemson. Now double-digit loss to UConn. They're 1-6, and now they got to go to Louisville. This is like a 2-win team.
This is tough. I mean, they got Louisville, Notre Dame, and SMU next. Wait, their next 4 games at Louisville, home to Notre Dame, home to SMU, home to Georgia Tech.
All playoff teams potentially. they're gonna go 1-11.
They might. Syracuse the final game, but that's in that filthy Carrier Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks, want to tell you that the College Football Experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. The NHL is back, and so is the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Join Ryan and Joel as they break down the biggest game storylines, awards, and best bets throughout the season. Also, every Friday night, the College Hockey Experience on this very feed. So check out the College Hockey Experience and the Hockey Gambling Podcast for all your NHL stuff there. So let it slide. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football, and everything else. They're a prop builder, second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to MyBookie.ag. And when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices. Novig's available in 35 plus different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back on the College Football Experience Week 8 reaction show. And here we are. I do want to give, let me see if I can track this down real quick. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to, so this next game, by the way, cashed, boom. TCU, we got the Blue Bonnet rivalry, what is that? They didn't want to say that shit on ESPN? What's going on here? What's going on here? TCU cashes. Yeah. What is that? I don't even understand. TCU -2.5 cashes. Pick Dundee, lock of one of my top locks. Is the seat getting a little hot for Mr. Aranda and Waco? I mean, Waco there, and your thoughts on this outcome?
I think the seed is a little bit warm because they last year was a big year for them. They came in with expectations. They were Phil Steele picked them to win the Big 12, and now they're sitting at 2-2. They're 4-3 overall coming down the stretch. If he goes 7-5, I think he's safe. But if he throws out a 6-6 with all that returning production coming back off an 8-win season, it could be like what Neil Brown did. Save his job, but then the next year he ends up getting fired.
Yeah. Easy cash. This is double lock, I think, for me.
Yeah. This is a fake lightning delay. I mean, I didn't even get to see the end of this game because
I got several DMs from people at games.
Oh,
with fake lightning, by the way.
It's so fake. You have a better chance of getting hit by a car, aka me, than you do getting struck by lightning.
I got several DMs. I think 4 or 5 DMs on people from different games saying we have a fake delay. So it's still going on. Glad to see this is and USC Notre Dame just plays in the rain. Thank you. Yeah, we cashed on this one. Then we had this one, which I'll shout out to Dane Irvin in the chat, or that has been in the chat before. I met up with him at the game. Iowa Hawkeyes fan at the game, just loves college football, showing up to Wallace Wade Stadium with his son, breaking him in. You guys had this in your contest, I believe. I took Georgia Tech, didn't bet this game. I was at this game. I meant to bet this game, by the way, just because I was going to it. But as I got to my seats right before things kicked, right as things kicked. So, Georgia Tech, this was in my opinion, someone that was at the game and watched the whole game. I came away with Duke being a much better team, but Duke is Duke. All 3 of Duke's losses, they're going to look back at this, by the way.
Yeah.
Duke is reckless with their ball control. As far as everything else, you can go back to the Illinois game. You can go back to the Tulane game and this Georgia Tech one. All three of their losses. Duke can't get out of their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Duke dominated the first 2.5 quarters of this game. Like it should have been 21-0.
Yep.
And at what they had a 10-7 lead at one point. But Georgia Tech was up 7-0 or 7-0 a lot of that. I mean, if you're a Duke fan, you want to vomit because like this one, I mean, anyone watching the game, I felt like at the game, at least we were surrounded by like Duke was the one team moving the ball. Georgia Tech's offense was doing nothing for till the fourth quarter. Georgia Tech's offense really like kind of got it going in the fourth quarter. But that's kind of what my handicap was on this was like, I just think Tech down the line would make better plays because they seem to have this DNA as a team. Georgia Tech does that. Like in the right moments, they'll make the play. The fumble, the 99-yard return.
That's a killer.
That's a 14-point swing right there. Yeah.
Yeah. All the Georgia Tech fans were coming for me on this pick. Duke outgained them, like you said, dominated 2.5 quarters. But they just like the Illinois game at their place, they can't get out of their own damn way with these turnovers. They can move the ball on anybody.
How about the field goal where the guy just drops the fucking ball?
Oh my god!
They had I really think they're going to look back at this season. They're probably going to end up like 7-5 or something, and they'll probably upset some good team or two because they have a good team. Like they have a good roster. They're going to look back at this, and every one of these, like the Illinois game was a lot of self-inflicted wounds. Tulane, similar, and this one, you'd be hard pressed to find someone that watched this game that actually thought Georgia Tech was the better team. Like, I mean, I'll give Georgia Tech this credit. In the fourth quarter, Georgia Tech dominated the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But the 3 quarters before that, I would say Duke absolutely dominated the football game, but yet was losing 90% of it. That's rare to find in the sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech and BYU, we'll talk about BYU. They have like this it factor where they can just be dominated, but then they'll hang around and they'll somehow steal the game late. Those two teams over the last couple of years come to mind where, like you said, they just have it. And Georgia Tech's in the driver's seat, man. Yeah. They're what, 4-0, and they got 4 games remaining against the bottom half of the ACC. I mean, Pitt is the only one that's somewhat decent. I mean, Syracuse, NC State, and Boston College, they should not go worse than 3-1. They should go 4-0, to be honest. And they should be playing in Charlotte for the ACC title game.
Yeah. Shout out to Band Neutral Site Games. Duke outgained them. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a 99-yard drive when a scoop and score. But look, man, you're right, Band Neutral Site Games. But I will also say this, man. We were watching the game, and they have the stats on the because I think Georgia Tech dressed up the yardage. Like I know when you have a 99-yard return, it's gonna be out of whack. But I'm saying Georgia Tech's offense for 3 quarters really did nothing, did absolutely nothing. I'm sure you caught the game. I would say late third quarter is when they started to show some. They finally
started like moving the ball at the line of scrimmage, like late third quarter.
But for them, it was just incredible that they were winning when Duke was continuously putting together drives and resulting in 0 points. So, but yes, you are right. Yeah, that one hurt there. This next one, you want to talk about the luckiest win? This is the luckiest win. But Army did cover for me with the 9.5. Dude, Tulane fake. I like. Did you see the game-winning touchdown here? Off like the deflection. I mean, Army had a 17. Army was actually winning this game. What? Longer than Tulane was. So
they had a 7-point lead with like 4 minutes left, and they lost in regulation.
Dude, they had a 7-point lead with 1 minute and 55 seconds left.
Tulane?
Tulane scored 2 touchdowns in 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Oh, Army. Pain, man. Army's getting better though. They're gonna have that team ready to go. They're young. They'll have that team ready to go by the Navy game. They've made some strides with that young quarterback because, like you said, they were the better team in this game.
Yeah, it was a tough loss, man.
Yeah.
Tough loss.
Yeah.
But we covered there. Next up, we got Eastern Michigan. This one I did eat shit on. Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio. Of course, the fucking hook.
Hilarious.
As Miami, Ohio wins by 14. Dude, Miami, Ohio is looking like a strong contender in the MAC.
They always turn it on in MAC.
Yeah, Chuck Martin's program just gets it going here. EMU, well, I think Miami, Ohio, like if I had to power rank the MAC, I kind of think they're going to be this number 2 or I don't know what you do with Toledo, but I think they would do number 2. They would do number 2 on Toledo.
You wouldn't rank them 1?
I still think Ohio could beat them.
Good.
Ohio's the offense that I trust most.
When does MAC Shin start? Is it 2 weeks from now? Tuesday. All right, so here we go. Tuesday, November 4th. Rematch of the Ohio Championship game. Miami of Ohio, in Athens. So
the Battle of the Bricks, I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, then you have Western, and then Toledo.
Western's
you have
not
4.
bad.
You have Buffalo. We'll talk about them in a minute.
Oh, those fucking lucky motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yes, Rob Donaldson. Shout out to the great Rob Donaldson. Check out our DFS show. We killed it this week.
Yeah, you did.
Next up, we got this. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. The haters had a tough week.
Yeah. This is a great
Central Michigan money line play. 27-6 against Bowling Green. Dominant performance. Central Michigan's going to get to a bowl this year. Matt Drinkle's he's had those guys, I think, playing better ball. They got UMass on deck. They need 2 wins out of so they're home to UMass, at Western Michigan, home to Buffalo, at Kent State, home to Toledo. They just need 2 there. UMass and Kent State would probably be the ones you would assume, but Kent State, who knows?
Well, and I think that they're going to play even better in the month of November because it's a first-year head coach, and that's usually when they even start taking more of his identity. That was a huge win for them trying to get to a bowl game. I'm with you. This is one of the more underrated coaching jobs in America, getting them to a potential bowl in year 1.
And this was a dominating ass whooping here.
Mm-hmm.
This is why, I mean, we're a free show, but this is why you should hit that like and subscribe button.
Good plug.
I mean, I'll make some other points with that in a little bit here, but next up, Washington, Michigan. I didn't bet this game, but I took the 6.5 with Washington. That was a bad play as Damon Williams had like 100 interceptions. Michigan needed this. Washington, 5-2 now. The question is can they're still in a spot. This sounds crazy, man. They're still in a spot to make the college football playoffs. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
They're home to Illinois. If they get that game in Seattle, then they go to Wisconsin. We know Wisconsin's terrible, right? Then they're home to Purdue. Purdue's terrible. Then they're at UCLA, who actually is a really, really good team now. But then they're home to Oregon. So they could still like go 10-2 or 9. You could even still have a loss and be talked about. But I think there's a shot they could be undefeated. Or sorry, not undefeated. Win out until that Oregon game on November 29th in Seattle. And then who knows, right? Can you imagine that? They're sitting there at 9-2.
Them in Oregon playing for a spot in the playoff. And
what's crazy is if Washington played, I don't know, Kansas State tomorrow, I'd probably take Kansas State.
Yeah, the Big 12 is better than the Big 10. Like I know the Big 10 has
at the top.
The Big 10 has the top dogs, but the rest of that league is some ass. Some of these teams. In Washington, when we did the preseason preview, we said this is a great schedule because they're really good at home. They're not going to lose to Illinois or Purdue at home, and they're not going to lose at Wisconsin because Wisconsin literally cannot score a point now. At UCLA
is tricky.
UCLA is
tricky.
UCLA is the one where looking ahead to Oregon, could they spoil the year? what's Michigan got to do to make the playoffs? So they're sitting here at 5-2.
Beat Ohio State and make sure you don't have a hiccup next week, even though we know Michigan State's trash right now.
Yeah.
But still, that's a rivalry game, so you got to throw the records out. Then home to Purdue, at Northwestern, at Wrigley. See, that's why Northwestern's so dumb. Northwestern is in contention for the Big Ten fucking championship right now, and now all their home games go to Wrigley, where there's gonna be way more Michigan fans. You're gonna be outnumbered. They're so dumb. Then at Maryland. And then, basically, Michigan just beat Ohio State. I mean, even if you lose to Ohio State at 9-3 with their name brand and winning a natty recently, you might be able to find your way in there.
I mean that Maryland game could be the tricky one. They almost lost with McCarthy and company. And like you said, Northwestern, you idiots. That's a huge game in mid-November.
Yeah. Next up we got
Oh yeah, here he is. Playoffs.
Yes, I made you money. Oh, the win total over. Cashed. Oh, what did we take? I told you Brian Kelly was going to get pissed on. Cash. And I got news for you folks. I think Vanderbilt's a top 5 team in America.
They're good.
They're a very good football team. They're complete. They don't beat themselves. And as me and NC Nick were talking at the Duke game yesterday, there's not a lot of good quarterback play. Even some of the best quarterbacks, like Darian Mensah or something, make a lot of turnovers. Guess who doesn't? Diego Pavia, for the most part. The one game he did, they lost, right? He doesn't turn the ball over much. This team is legit. They're, in my opinion, they're a national championship contender. And this was an easy play. They dominated this game despite it being a 7-point game. They still they were the better team. I think I had to watch this last night. But because I was at the Duke game, but didn't shock me one bit, man. Didn't shock me one bit. And I will quote, Brian Kelly is 11-11 away from Tiger Stadium as a head coach of LSU. 11-11.
That seat's about to get warm. What are they now? 5-2. They got to play A&M. Then they got to play at Alabama and got to go to Oklahoma still. If he misses the playoffs, they're going to fire him. There's no way. I mean,
his buyout is a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, well, so is Penn State's and so is Florida State's, and it looks like Norvell's going to get the can today, it sounds like. These programs don't mess around anymore.
Yeah.
But back to the important team, LSU is counterfeit to your point. They've been bad all year offensively. I don't know what happened with them. I know Nussmeier's banged up, but I'm with you. Vanderbilt's a national championship contender. I don't think that's an overreaction. That Alabama game got dressed up late. They were in that game and Pavia didn't even play.
I would argue that Vanderbilt played much better than Alabama the first half.
Yeah.
The second half, Alabama played better. Pavia had some critical mistakes in that game, in the red zone. So, I think they're a legit contender. They are hosting Missouri next week. I fully expect Vanderbilt to beat Missouri.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at the remaining schedule. Hosting Missouri, then at Texas, which I think is very, very
winnable.
Yeah. Home to Auburn, which that game, I mean, look, Auburn's a fucking mess, but I still feel like the roster's not bad. So it's like that game's tricky.
Pavia owns Freeze, though.
That's true. Well, I don't know that Freeze will be there, but then home to Kentucky, then at Tennessee. So you still got some battles, but
the Tennessee Vanderbilt game going to be a playing game?
Potentially. That's great for the sport.
Yeah, like we're talking Oregon, Washington potential play in the final week. Vanderbilt, Tennessee. There's a lot of going to be two lost teams trying to battle it out to get into that playoff.
Yeah. I mean, the sport is thriving despite the refs and some of the rules and some of the announcers that we have. I feel like the sport is thriving based off of just you don't know first off, there was over like 40 one-score games this past week. It's kicking ass right now. It's better than, as far as that, there's certain things that bother me about the state of football. Like I do believe we're seeing the worst actual the sport is at its worst as far as like the rules and stuff. There's so much unknown calls and just like, what are we doing? But at the same time, the sport has never been better as far as game in, game out. You're seeing everybody's got a chance. Everybody's got a chance.
I have your dream national championship. Vanderbilt, Indiana. Signetti versus Pavia in
the Ric Flair versus Ric Flair. This sounds incredible.
If you had said Vanderbilt and Indiana in a national championship 3 years ago, I would have said, "All right, well, give me some of those drugs you're on." What the?
Well,
fuck?
that's what's great, and that's what's that. Seeing that this is like pure evidence you can tell of the teams that were all cheating before.
Yeah,
because this is the way the sport should have looked. When anybody could just buy players.
Yeah,
this is the way the sport should have looked when it was really like 16 teams paying the shit out of everybody before. Shout out to those Doors, part of our great weekend. Loaded up on them. Next, Arizona, Houston. I stayed away from this game because we thought it smelled. We still reluctantly took Houston. But man, me and NC Nick were talking about this one because Houston was up, I feel like 28-14. Arizona rallies in the fourth, ties the game up. But Houston manages to, go there, go down, get a field goal to win the game. And Mac, I have not only did I cash my Houston over 5.5, which I think you had as well.
Yep.
They control their own destiny, and guess what? I have a ticket for them to. All they have to do is make the Big 12 championship. Make the Big 12 championship, and they're 6-1 right now, with their one loss being to Texas Tech. The remaining schedule. Now, this is a huge one this Saturday.
Huge.
But what I love about it is we saw Arizona State just storm the field. They have to go to Tempe. After that, they are home to West Virginia, at UCF, which might be a little harder than we thought, home to TCU, and at Baylor. It's still tough, but you could probably lose a game or two and still be in the mix. Your thoughts on Houston, Willie Fritz, and don't look now, guys. They have a freshman quarterback coming in next year that, if you watch the tapes, pretty special. Your thoughts on these Houston Cougars and Arizona? I still think probably going to get to a bowl, but man, if you're an Arizona fan, you got to be disgusted with the past 2 weeks because you could easily be 6-1 right now.
Yeah, and if they were 6-1, they'd be right in the thick of things. So yeah, Brennan, he's not going to get fired if they miss a bowl, but it would be nice for him and the fan base to get back to a bowl game after last year's disappointment. But yeah, Willie Fritz, year 2, already bowling, right in the thick of things. That Arizona State game is a huge game for the Big 12 race. And you're right. You can lose another one because everybody in the Big 12 just beats up on each other outside of my Mountaineers and the Cowboys.
Next up, we got, I went in on this one too. All right. South Carolina's terrible. Like
they suck.
So look, there's a silver lining in this though, as I do have the under on South Carolina win total, which is one game away from cashing. But I did take South Carolina in the points yesterday. This was a bad play because they had only 224 yards of offense. I still don't even know how good Oklahoma is because I don't think South Carolina's got a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
And Oklahoma only had 319 yards of offense. But at the same time, it's on the road, and they did dominate this game, and they probably called it a little more conservatively in the second half. Your thoughts on this outcome? I saw some South Carolina fans want Beamer out of there.
Maybe the Virginia Tech thing will happen. And this was one of the ones that we got a lot of pushback on when we locked up the under with the Gamecocks. They're not going to a bowl game. They're 3-4. Their next 3 games are Alabama, loss, at Ole Miss, loss, at A&M, loss. That's 3-7 already. And then they got to play Clemson at the end of the year. This could be a 4-8 year for Beamer.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back to our preseason episode we did where all these people are shitting on us.
Yeah, they were like, "You guys are crazy." I was like, "Have you seen the schedule?" In fairness to them, they did get jobbed on the schedule. They drew Vanderbilt, at Missouri, at LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, and A&M. They didn't get any of the bottom teams in this league.
Let's talk about Oklahoma though. Shout out to that win, but you only score, or you only had that much yards of offense. That your next games are home to Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Bama, home to Missouri, home to LSU. I'll tell you this: if you're only putting up that many yards in all those games, you're going to go 0-5. The remaining number of the schedules, you like maybe 1-4. You gotta have more offense. You gotta have more offense going up against those teams. But hey, you got out of there with the win on the road.
Yeah, and now they're at 6-1. Their remaining schedule, like you just said, is difficult. What do they got to go? 3-2 to make the playoff?
Maybe
I got to go 4-1.
Yeah, it depends. It depends with it really depends how everything shakes out. You know, there's going to be so many teams with 3 losses. You're going to see this one's going to just scream of corruption. If you thought last year was bad.
Oh yeah.
Last year they actually got it right. I feel like they avoided the corruption. But yeah, anyway, shout out to the Sooners for getting that dub. Next up. Uh-oh, buddy. The floor is yours. West Virginia at UCF.
This is awful, man.
What was the final score in this game?
45-13. It was 14-7.5, and then they turned it over 2 straight times. It was 28-7. I was like, good God. The defense is falling apart now. This team is bad. Can we play Pitt again? We haven't won since the goddamn Pitt game. Haven't been close. Got blown out 4 straight games. So I'll always have the Pitt win. Eat shit, Pitt.
You kind of got like quarterback taboo going on though, man. So it's hard to know your identity when you have this many quarterbacks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a bad team. They gotta go. Good thing they didn't use all their money this year, and they rolled it over into next year's NIL collective. So they gotta go buy some dudes in the offseason. Good job, UCF. Good win.
Let's talk about UCF for a second. They're 4-3, right? They're 4-3. What are they? I don't think. I mean, they already have 3 losses in conference, but I just thinking like. I think I was wrong about this team. I thought I had the under 5.5. I think it was, or 4. Was it 4.5 or 5.5? I didn't bet it, but on our show, they're at Baylor next week. Then they're home to Houston. I mean, they're still got a brutal schedule. At Texas Tech, home to Oklahoma State, at BYU. They got to win that Houston game if they want to go bowling.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah, that would be a hell of a year for Frost if he got him back to a bowl game already in year 1.
Yeah. Next up, we got this game. Hilarious. I was nervous when I saw Kent State up 10-0. I go, what the fuck is wrong with Toledo? But don't worry, Dundee special as we locked up Toledo minus 26, 45-10 final. You're welcome. Your thoughts?
Toledo's a weird team. Hey, I just think that they're counterfeit. They have all this talent and they're just so inconsistent. And I was talking about Candle getting a job in the offseason. They're too inconsistent for my liking, man. I think he's a good coach, but they should consistently be drilling teams. I know they opened it up, but I thought they would come out with more pop off a loss. But good win though.
Yeah. This next game, you cashed on.
I can't believe they lost.
Moneyline Matt cashes with UMass. Did you see UMass's Twitter handles by chance?
No.
Did you see them celebrating? Someone who was in charge of their Twitter celebrated the win early. So UMass, this game, there's so much to talk about this game, the flagship cup. So UMass was winning. What was the score at the time? 21-20, was it? 21-20.
Yeah.
With, I don't know, like a minute left.
The interception.
They get an interception against Buffalo. And whoever handles their account's a moron. They did not realize Buffalo had 3 timeouts. So UMass gets the interception. It looks like the game is over. And then
I'm reading the comments on their Twitter right now.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Then UMass has to punt, and then Buffalo scores in the final seconds of the game to get the dub. Huge win for Buffalo to keep their MAC championship aspirations alive. They are 3-0 in the MAC. So as much as Buffalo hasn't looked as good as what we thought they were, they're still kicking ass within the MAC record wise. Yeah, I mean, this game was hilarious. This game was fucking hilarious. Some people are very, very upset.
Dude,
your
did you
win
see the
total.
crowd?
You should have had. Yeah, they had a good crowd, man.
They had
They
a great
deserve
crowd
this. They
for
deserve a win here, man.
Oh man,
I felt like they were the better team. But they lost. How's that win total looking?
they got to win out. Hey, if they play like they did yesterday, they could win some games. But that was their Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna go like 1-11.
Gosh.
At least they showed a pulse yesterday. At least they
They
competed.
did.
Like,
You can see that tide turning a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice call of the points there. Next up, Troy and ULM. Troy, we need to talk about Troy maybe fucking up our Southern Miss thing, by the way. Troy with a dominating win they opened this thing up in the second half. At halftime, it was dead even, I feel like. But Troy, all of a sudden, even though, dude, they only had 314 yards of offense. But to win 37-14 is like unbelievable. But Troy is all of a sudden, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Gerard Parker, but now they're 5-2. They got Louisiana on deck, who looks terrible. Arkansas State on deck. Watch out, because Troy is a team winning that overtime game against Texas State and South Alabama. Has this team looking good in the Sun Belt? So we need to root against Troy over the next couple of weeks. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, those back-to-back road wins. I know Monroe's not traditionally very good, but I mean, under
They're
Vincent
solid this year. They're solid.
Yeah. Under Vincent, they've been chippy. But yeah, Troy's 3-0, right in the thick of things here. That I think them and Southern Miss are on a collision course for that final game of the season.
Yeah. Next up, we ate shit here. I took Purdue money line. Good God, Northwestern's a juggernaut.
I know. How the fuck does Purdue not score a point?
That's unbelievable. I mean, honestly, like you look at this, Purdue had 305 yards of offense. Northwestern had 364. How the hell is this 19-0?
Hilarious.
I can
Northwestern's 3-1 in the Big Ten.
Dude, we got to start thinking about this. They're 5-2. They're at Nebraska next week. That's a winnable game. Now, I'm not saying they should be favored, but that's a winnable fucking game. If you go into Penn State and win, you can go into Nebraska and win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then after that, they're at USC. Should be a loss. Home to Michigan, but that's not home. That's at Wrigley. Home to Minnesota. Those games are, I mean, the Michigan game's not winnable. I mean, maybe winnable. I don't know. Minnesota is winnable. And then at Illinois, all they need is one win. Are they going to go bowling, Mac?
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to go bowling. I think they're going to get one. I think they could beat Minnesota.
I honestly think they could beat every single team but USC and probably Michigan. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to beat all of those.
Yeah, I mean, they're only an 8.5 point dog at Nebraska next week. I just looked at the look-ahead line.
I'd take the points.
Or the early line.
Nebraska that I've seen. Yeah, shout out to Northwestern. Unbelievable. Let's go. Next up, Northern Illinois and Ohio. Ohio. This is what I mean is I still believe this team's the best team as they laid the 10.5, won 48-21. How about Northern Illinois getting ready? Enjoy the Mountain West next year. 1-6 with a 2-point win over Holy Cross as their only win. Ohio looks good again.
Mm-hmm. Ohio.
I think I would power rank them number 1 still in the MAC. Maybe someone disagrees and puts Western, but I think Ohio is the best team in the MAC still.
Especially at home. I mean, they're 4-0 at home, 0-3 on the road. But, I mean, 2 of those were also Power 5 games.
Yeah. Next up, Ohio State, Wisconsin.
I'm not doing this.
I tried to tell you.
Don't ever let me take it. The handicap was right too. They did everything they could not to run it up, and they still covered because Wisconsin is the worst fucking team in the country. My God, this offense.
Let me just think about this. Wisconsin has scored 10 points, 20 points over the past 4 weeks total. 20 points over 4 games total.
They haven't scored in 27 possessions.
That's just, I mean, when are they pulling the plug? They're gonna give them the end of the year.
I mean, they better not try and milk this backup quarterback thing, because it's like, was Billy Edwards really gonna lead you to an 8-4 year? No. Billy Edwards wasn't that good when he was playing.
No. Just an ass whooping. Ohio State continues to look good, but I mean, we know Ohio State's good. I just wish they played better competition. Who's the best team they played? Minnesota, right? Or Washington?
Yeah. I mean, somebody was asked, they said, is Ohio State the best team in the country? I said, probably, but they haven't played anybody.
I wish, you're probably right, because you look and they have beast everywhere. But I just wish that we had a better. I just wish they played some teams with just a better offense.
I mean, I know Texas is a big name, but Texas isn't very good.
Texas sucks. I watched that game. We'll get to them. Yeah. They are a bad football team, in my opinion. They're not, for a Power 5 team. I think against anybody, I would not feel very confident in Texas beating. We'll talk about it in a second. But shout out to the Buckeyes. They look phenomenal still. Their dominating performance. Then, part of my amazing weekend. It looked bleak at times, but Georgia -7.5. Boom.
How the fuck did they cover this game?
This is a lock battle, right? Against Bet Detective?
Yeah, I had Georgia. I had Georgia with you. I thought we got lucky on this one.
We did get lucky on this one. -7.5, no problem. How the fuck did we cover this game? I felt like every time I watched.
Yeah.
But then you look at the box score and you see why. Georgia 510 yards of offense. How did Ole Miss only have 351 yards of offense? I feel like when I was watching the game that they had like 500 yards of offense, but they only had 351 according to this stat sheet that I'm looking at right now. Georgia's making the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they could be a first round exit. They
got some calls last week that benefited them, but to their credit, man, their culture, they find ways to grind games out under Kirby. They got Florida at Mississippi State, then they have Texas and Charlotte at home and at Georgia Tech. They're not going to lose more than one game.
It's not even at Georgia Tech. That's
So they have one true road game left at Mississippi State, because the cocktail party is a neutral as well. They'll go 10-2 at worst, and then I'm with you. I walked away. I think Ole Miss is pretty good. Like I said, they're explosive offensively. I'm with you. I'm kind of surprised they only had 350 yards of offense, because it felt like every other play was an explosive play for that team.
Yeah, shout out to Parlay P giving us $20. Sanford Stadium was rocking in the fourth. Hell yeah. Here's the problem with Ole Miss. They're going to lose next week at Oklahoma.
It's going to come down to the Egg Bowl.
I can't wait. That's perfect. That's just perfect.
Lane, a pressure game on Black Friday for Lane. All he's got to do is beat Mississippi State.
That's so perfect. I guarantee you.
Did you see what Lane posted yesterday morning?
No.
He posted a picture of him shirtless with 2 chicks at the yoga place that he was at Saturday morning at the game day. He goes, "Thank you for the yoga session, ladies." He's getting ready to play Georgia, and he's over there just posting fucking shirtless photos. Like, I love this guy. He's hilarious.
I mean, he's divorced, right? More power to him, right?
Oh, yeah. He's living it. Good for him.
Next up, we cashed on Georgia. Bet Detective, what up, buddy? Lock battle win. Lock battle win here. I tried to tell you fucking bozos. It's another lock battle win. Didn't you guys both go with ODU?
Yeah, ODU. It was a good run. They got fucking whacked in that second half.
I came to play in these battles, man. 63-27. I felt like Chesney was ready for this one, man. I just felt like they had 311 yards rushing. And to me, that makes them, even though I know we have Southern Miss, JMU has the best line of scrimmage in the Sun Belt, I think, without question.
Yeah. I mean, they 35-0 at second half. It was a 1-point game at halftime, and JMU just bullied them at the line of scrimmage.
12 of 16 on third downs. That's kicking ass right there. I tried to bring you guys the right direction. You guys, I mean, you know, it's a good weekend for these battles with this. I try to, you know, maybe next time you and Bet Detective listen to old Pick Dundee. Folks, look, what I tell you, the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. Simply pick high or low on your favorite player stats projections, and look, you can win a lot of cash. Available for a ton of different sports as well. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers too. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with all their picks and props. And Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So once again, download Rhythm. That's RITHMM. Use that promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back. And so my wonderful day continued on this journey. Our wonderful day continued because, hey, UNLV fans, we took some flack in the chat the other day too. I remember that shit. Boy, welcome to the Smurf turf, you fucking phony ass fucking team. 56-31. Boise destroys UNLV. This bullshit out of here. Get this bullshit out of here. UNLV still did have 476 yards of offense, though.
Yeah.
But Boise had almost 600. The UNLV's defense is fucking terrible. Your thoughts as we nailed this one out the park?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if UNLV lost 4 out of their last 5. I mean, Dan Mullen's over there tweeting that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not interested in this job, that job, that job. Boise just hit him in the mouth. Boise was a more prepared team. And finally, there was no voodoo for UNLV. I mean, if you're giving up 48 points to Air Force and 38 to Miami of Ohio and 30 plus to Idaho State, you knew the dam was going to break eventually, and Boise finally knocked it down.
Yeah. Easy play there. One of the easiest of the weekend.
Should have put that in the contest. I'd kick myself for not putting that one in.
Yeah. So my fire week continued right there with Boise getting it done. And then UTSA North Texas. Now this one was holy shit, North Texas. I thought UTSA was kind of a good play here. Glad I didn't bet it, but North Texas 55, UTSA 17. Good Lord. UTSA has been a complete disappointment.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle to get to a bowl. Let me tell you the remaining UTSA schedule. They are home to Tulane on Thursday. In 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays, right? Winnable, though. That is winnable because Tulane has fucking looked a little iffy the past 2 weeks, right? Then at South Florida, then at Charlotte, then home to ECU, home to Army. How many of these games are they winning?
Well, they need 3.
That's what I'm saying. So they basically got to just Charlotte, ECU, Army. They need to win all 3 of those. I don't know that they're going to, though, dude.
Well, and they may quit a little bit too. I mean, this is a disappointing year to say the least.
Yeah, I thought they were. I took them to make the playoffs.
that loss to Temple broke them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a killer. That you're right, man. Like this team, Trailer's not going to get that job either. He needed a big year.
He did. He just needed even 8-4. I think would have got him a gig, but no. Shout out to North Texas as they continue to roll on. Wyoming Air Force was quite the hilarious game. You thought the over was going to hit, and definitely did not. Air Force gets that win to go to 2-5. I feel like they're better than their record. They get Army. They get a bye week and then they get Army. And that's in Colorado Springs, I believe. That should be a fun one.
Is it not at Mile High?
Oh, is it Mile High this year? I don't
think
remember.
Yeah, they never play on home campuses anymore for that one. I don't know why.
It sucks. They should play on home campuses. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Air Force. I don't know why this is kind of exactly the game I expected. I mean, maybe a touchdown more for each team, but I expected like a 3-point game. These games are the home team always wins these fucking games.
Mm-hmm.
Next up we got SMU Clemson. So I bet Clemson last Sunday, and it sucked because
Klubnik.
Yeah, he didn't play, but SMU goes in there and wins 35-14. And I do think we should start talking about SMU again because they are undefeated in conference. And Mac, they are at Wake Forest next week. Now, Wake's been good. Wake's got 4 wins. They've been a little bit better than people think. But when you look at this remaining schedule, I could see a path where they're back in the playoffs because look at this. At Wake, I think SMU's a better roster than Wake Forest. Now, could Wake Forest beat them? Sure. Then they are home to Miami. That's a winnable game. They are at Boston College in the JFK Bowl.
Yeah.
I would favor them to win that game, even though it's up there in Chestnut Hill. They're home to Louisville. Getting your 2 hardest opponents, Miami and Louisville, in Texas is gigantic. Then they are at Cal, which is a sneaky game. Watch that be the one that ruins their fucking season. But they can afford a loss, Mac.
Yep.
I think they're going to go to the ACC Championship.
Again.
Well, I think it's going to be a tiebreaker. I don't know how they're going to do this with Georgia Tech, Virginia, and SMU, but I just feel like I look at that remaining schedule. I could see them winning out. But I could also see them dropping. At worst, dropping 2, and that puts them in the potential spot.
Yeah. I'm with you. Their schedule sets up nice. At Wake is a tricky one. Because Wake is off the bye week too.
Wake has looked way better than we thought.
Dicker's had than Chippy. So the Wake and Cal road games are going to be tricky. But it's nice to get Louisville and Miami at home, where their fan base is raucous there for Dallas. So it'd be hilarious if they ran the table in the ACC and they went 0-2 against the 2 Big 12 teams in Texas, their rivals.
We got to talk about it would be. We got to talk about Clemson.
They're done.
They're 3-4. They have Duke next week, and personally, I think Duke is better than them this year. But it is at Clemson. Duke's all over the place. You never know what Duke team you're going to get.
Yeah,
Duke is very capable of beating them. But I also feel like Duke, if they just turn the ball over a bunch of times, Clemson could beat them. But that's a losable game. Then they're home to Florida State. Then they're at Louisville. What is then they're home to Furman in that rivalry game, and then they're at South Carolina. What is the final? I mean, I guess that's not that much meat on the bone.
Yeah,
when you think about it, but
I think they go 6-6.
Jeez, people thought they would win. How many publications had them as a national championship winner?
I know. Well, they get a week off here, and I would imagine Klubnik will be back for the Duke game.
Yeah.
If Klubnik's back, they'll probably go 6-6 or 7-5. But if Klubnik is not back, then shit, they could even miss a bowl game.
Shout out to AKA Badger. Appreciate this time for the reaction show. Better content when you guys aren't drunk, tired, and angry. Look, I love you, AKA Badger. I disagree with the angry part. I mean, the drunk part is fun too, but the tired actually, that does suck because you miss points that you want to make. Team Bass Pack, SMU plus 920 to make the playoffs. That is, I think we should.
Is that what their ACC odds are?
To make the playoffs?
Because that's their only path. They're not going to be in that large. They already have 2 losses in the ACC.
No, they don't have 2 losses in the ACC. They have 2 losses.
No, they
in
have 2
non-con.
losses overall as an ACC team.
They could still make it. Hear me out on this. What if they go 10-2?
They're biased against Big 12 and
But
and
if
ACC.
TCU, which I think has a shot to play for the Big 12 championship, what if TCU's in the Big 12 championship? The one of your losses looks great, and the other one's Baylor, who probably going to win 6-7 games. It's not going to be terrible, but maybe you're right.
Well, then the Big 12 needs to get some more teams in. If SMU runs the table and those are their 2 losses.
I think it's just there's so much carnage in the sport right now that there's so much that it's possible. It's possible.
Hilarious.
How about this play? I went in on Temple. Temple is a good football team, and they should be 5-3. They're they should be 5-2. They're 4-3. 49-14 against Charlotte. They get it done, and let me tell you, this Temple team is good. And they are. Casey Keeler's going to have them coming. They're at Tulsa next, which is that sneaky road trip. They need to not be asleep for that. But after that, they're home to ECU. They're going to beat ECU. Watch. They're at Army.
Tough game.
I don't know. Yeah. Home to Tulane. Tulane, your season's going to end that day. And then at North Texas.
Dude, if they had just got in the Navy game.
They did beat Navy. That's on the refs. They fucked that game up, man.
God, they would be in the driver's seat to potentially get to the AAC title in year 1.
It's a clear false start on the Notre Dame on the Navy guard.
Yeah.
Dude, they're definitely gonna make a bowl. I'll tell you that. And I got news for you. This is year 1. Temple's, as long as Casey Keeler, which I think, for what I understand, like this is his retirement job. If Penn State was smart, they would get him, but I think he's viewing this as his retirement job. He's gonna be here the rest of his career.
Yeah.
That's gonna make Temple a good team every year. Every year. Unbelievable. Charlotte's fucking terrible. They're gonna go 1-11, huh?
They're fucking awful. To your point, what you said on previous shows. How did Alban not bring any of his guys over from Ohio?
Is he just too nice of a guy? Because you feel like if you had just brought Ohio's team to Charlotte, like Cignetti did with Indiana or so many other teams, North Texas with Sam Houston State's defense, Charlotte would be a bowl team.
Yeah,
they would be a bowl team. If Parker Navarro is the quarterback of this team and he brings over a lot of those guys, they'd be a bowl team. Shout out to the Temple Owls. Next up, we got Akron, Ball State, the game everyone wants to talk about. Man, Ball State stuck it to these zips. That's another job that I think might open, Mac.
Yeah.
I think Akron's going to open.
And they're probably going to quit here the last 4 games because now they have nothing to play for.
Yeah. Ball State 3-4, buddy. We're going to eat shit on this Ball State. I think wasn't it 3.5 the win total?
Yeah, shit. They're gonna fucking hit the over, aren't they? These pricks.
They're at Northern Illinois on Saturday. Then they're home to Kent State. They are gonna get this, dude. I think they're gonna get this.
Well, they need to get it before those last 2 games. Although what I was saying about Toledo earlier, you never know what Toledo's going to show up, especially when they're favored. So yeah, damn it. Are they going to get to a bowl?
They could with that schedule. They certainly could. They certainly could, man. Wouldn't that be a great story? With the exception of the people that shit on us all off season.
Ball State. I mean, that would be one of the best coaching jobs by Yurmovich, man.
Yeah,
if he gets Ball State to a bowl.
They don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Fucking the name. I give you a compliment that he's doing a good job. Yeah. That's as far as I'll go.
Next up, Michigan State. You convinced me to go in on Michigan State, and I still think it was the right side of things.
Didn't they cover?
They did cover, but I'm saying I thought for a second I actually thought the thing could be live. I thought so I mean I sprinkled a little bit there with Cignetti getting that money. Indiana. What they were down 10 was it 10-7?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh boy, what do we got going here? No, Cignetti's just got this team in fuck you mode.
Yeah. I thought that first half money line had a shot, but we hit the other 2 that we'll talk about here in a minute.
I want Indiana to win the national championship.
I
want Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt in my first play. Indiana will be my second. Let's go.
Yeah, Sammy, they're a legit natty contender. They won at Oregon. I mean, they beat Illinois by like 50. They won it. They won at Kinnick.
This next play was my worst play of the week, in my opinion. There was one score that was worse, but this is the worst one. I locked up App State minus 10.5. I felt great about it. And really, after the first half, I felt great about it.
Well, what has happened to App State recently?
Dude, they've lost 4 in a row. For whatever reason, Coastal fucks with them.
Yeah.
If you look at this, I mean, this is kind of a remarkable box score. Well, first, they both had exactly the same amount of yards, but I mean, Coastal Carolina only threw for 118 yards.
Yeah.
They just, how bad is your run defense, man? Yeah, they ran for 246. Shocking. App's still going to get to a bowl. I still need one win to cash that over. And Tim Beck, is he going to survive this thing, dude?
I was just about to say Tim Beck is going to survive this thing. He's going to get to a bowl.
4-3. They're home to Marshall, home to Georgia State, at Georgia Southern, at South Carolina, home to JMU. Those are tough teams. Like Marshall, we'll talk about them in a second. Yeah. But yeah, they're getting better. Shout out to Coastal Carolina. I lost a lot of money on this game. Next up, our boy. Now, I did sprinkle the money line, which did not hit, but that's why you always back it up with the points. And Bobby Petrino knows the line. Good God, their defense is terrible.
Horrible. Back-to-back weeks. Petrino comes through for the bet detective and I in the Mac in the box. Let's go.
45-42. A&M basically had it to 52. There was a holding that was unnecessary. A little concerned with A&M's defense to a certain extent, but I can tell you this: I still feel like A&M looks like a top 5 team in the country.
Yeah, I agree. They're sitting pretty here, 7-0, with a nice path. I know they got 3 hard road games. I don't even know if Texas is a hard road game anymore. But I mean, at LSU in prime time, that's always a difficult game.
That's such a huge game next week, by the way.
Yeah, and at Mizzou, they're going to drop one of these. They're not going 12-0.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they just win one of these 3 road games, they're in.
Yeah. Next up, we have this game. Lock battle win.
I can't believe they blew this game.
Lock battle win for Dundee. Marshall gets it done. 40-37 in double overtime.
I got to talk to the bet detective. He's got to stop going against Marshall and putting it in our contest. He goes against him every week.
I got news for you. Marshall, I think, is going to end up bowling. They got to win next week in Coastal. Or what is it? 2 weeks in Coastal. But they're playing much better ball, dude. You're right. Gibby has this team. I watched a lot of this game.
Yeah.
And I tend to think they're going to make a bowl. I think like that's remarkable considering they lost their entire fucking team. So shout out to the Thundering Herd for a huge win against Texas State. And I was killing these battles this week. Next up, Memphis UAB, probably our best play. I think this is our best play.
Might be the best play of the year.
Chris Mortensen's son was Alex Mortensen, interim head coach for Trent Dilfer. Battle of the Bones rivalry. Memphis laying 22.5. Of course, we locked up the points to cover ourselves, but we also have the first half money line. Fuck you, haters. We dominated this week. I was a blowtorch throughout the goddamn slate. I mean,
how do you lose this game, Memphis?
I knew, and Memphis was phony. I said they're the most phony when we were doing our like database top 25. I was like, Memphis is the one I just don't trust.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
Bad loss. That is such a bad loss.
This is fucking hilarious, dude.
That is such a bad. And we said on the database episode, Memphis has the best schedule, but we don't trust them. But we're saying the same shit about Tulane, so they're probably going to do the same thing as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is our best. This or the late night game was probably our best play, but we had a lot of very good plays. And next. Oh, did you think we're just going to give you some Coldplay? No! Arizona State money line. Fuck you. We both got this right. We won a battle against Bet Detective.
And they
It's
stormed.
a free fucking show. They did storm. Shout out to the great fans and Minnesota. They stormed too. Minnesota and Tempe. Shout out for storming the field. I mean, come on, dude. They almost blew this. I was so heated. I was so heated for a minute of this game. I was like, I can't believe I'm going to lose my money line play because they punted. Coy Eakin had a gigantic punt return in this game. Arizona State did everything they could to lose this game, and then they came back and won the game with a great 4th down conversion to Jordan Tyson, who had 10 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. I was all over this one. So, and shout out to that douchebag in the chat that always comes in there. I always forget his name because I don't need to remember it. But he's like, hey, these guys just fade Texas Tech every week. I've been watching fucking college football my whole life. Sun Devil Stadium is a hard place to win.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not used to playing there, which Texas Tech is not. This was an easy fucking play.
Yeah. Yep. Arizona State was the better team. I mean, you look at the yardage, 400. I mean, Tech didn't even have 300 yards of offense. That almost was a complete steal of a win for Texas Tech.
Yeah. Like unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Tech wasn't going undefeated. Everybody was acting like this was like the greatest team ever. Like I know that we joke about that they were killing teams, but eventually you've watched Texas Tech enough over the years that they were going to fuck it up. So
and Jason in the chat, Baron Morton has never played more than 3 games in a row.
Yeah, I don't.
That's part of the handicap is that this guy's not going to fucking play. You know what I mean? Like he is the most pussy quarterback I've ever seen in my fucking life. You know what I mean? Like the guy gets injured when the wind blows.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean that's part of the handicap is you just know he's not going to make it through the fucking games. I mean he left the Utah game.
The Utah game. I don't even know what he injured in that game.
He's like a more fragile version of Cam Rising.
And I'll make a counterpoint. If Morton had finished the Utah game, Utah might have won. Hammond played out of his mind in that Utah game.
Oh, Utah would have won if Morton stayed in that game.
Yeah, because he would have turned it over. Yeah. And then Hammond was unbelievable that day. But yeah, the Big 12 wasn't going to go chalk all year. Come on, this is the Big 12.
Arizona State had 400 yards of offense to 276. Texas Tech had 276.
Yeah.
All right, this was a dominating win. Don't get this shit twisted. They dominated this game. Arizona State did.
Big 12 is going to be a fun race here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams are 3-1, and I mean, who's Arizona State's got the big one, and then who's Tech got next? Oklahoma State. Then they still got to go to K-State. They should win their final 5.
The K-State game is losable though. But
yeah. They could probably drop one.
Yeah. Next up, we had Mississippi State. I ended up throwing some money on Florida. Bad play.
God,
it wasn't a large wager.
I sprinkled on the money line, and they almost fucking stole this game.
Yeah. Napier, they're still talking he might get fired this week. Florida at 3-4 now before the cocktail party.
I don't think Florida's very good. I don't think Florida's very good.
Oh, they're gonna fire him. I mean, it's just a matter of when. I think it's this week though.
Probably this week because they want the 1-game bump to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
He gets fired after a win. Gotta love college football.
Next up, I locked this thing up. Southern Miss minus 3.5, 22-10 win. We also cash our over 4.5 wins for Southern Miss. That was our number 1 lock preseason win total wise. Louisiana's terrible. That job, there's potential. I'm not saying it's definitely going to open, but there is potential for that thing to open. I know they went to the Sun Belt Championship last year, but prior to that, he had done pretty terrible. And when I look at the schedule, they're at Troy next and at South Alabama. There is a scenario where this team is a 3-9 or 2-10 team. So, yeah. And Southern Miss looking good for us, dude. Looking good for us. Next up, this was my worst play score-wise.
Good Lord. Yeah, bad play. Oregon got us.
I didn't take it on the money line. I took it with 17.5. I was like, I think this is a sleepy spot. No, this shit was, dude, this was over like 5 minutes. I turned this off the TVs. I was like, this shit was what? Like, I feel like 28-3 in 10 minutes into this game. I felt like 15 minutes into this game. I was like, okay, that one's not going to work out. So much for my time zone thing. Or it's just that Rutgers is fucking terrible. Shout out to Oregon. They came very prepared. It was not as sleepy as I thought it was going to be. So very bad play by me. Next up, we have this game was ridiculous, dude.
What? Dude, credit to Wazoo, man. Like
Wazoo should have won this. Dude, did you see the end of this game by chance?
I did. Virginia's crazy steal of a game here.
Oh my God, folks! If you did not watch this game, Washington State. You know how you have two returners back.
Mm-hmm.
They're opposing. So the guy who caught the ball. So Virginia scores to tie it up. Washington State was up the whole game, and on the opposing kickoff, the other returner calls a fair catch for the returner who did not signal that. So they got the ball at the half-yard line.
Hilarious.
Right? Which led to a safety and Virginia winning the game. I mean,
Virginia's got the magic this year, man.
If you're a Washington State fan, this one, between last week and this week, I'm so impressed with their team. And I think that coach has got them playing fucking great ball.
I know.
It's a shame that they're this bad. Like that's a painful. That is in my opinion, this is the most painful loss for a fan base this weekend, because it's just self-inflicted. Like this. I am curious. Wazoo though is one that I am buying stock in, where I think the coach. Remember, we see this towards November. This team is fighting hard for them, and I think they're actually going to be good long term with him as their coach.
Toledo coming to him this weekend.
That's a tricky game, but I would take them to beat Toledo.
Yeah, I mean they went toe to toe with Ole Miss and Virginia back-to-back weeks. Lost 2 games on the road by a combined 5 points.
They need 3 wins to make a bowl. So Toledo, Oregon State twice, La Tech. They should win 7 games. They'll probably lose at JMU, but man, this one stung. If you're a Wazoo fan, this one you're drinking after this.
Yeah. That's the bottom.
Oh man, Go Beavs had them on the money line. That's brutal. That's brutal, man. That's a brutal way to lose a game. Next up we have Georgia State, Georgia Southern. I ended up betting this one. Georgia Southern got it done for me. Clay Helton's going to do just enough to save his job, even though they should fire him. Didn't they fire their coach for going winning 8 games?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're what are they now? 3 wins? They're gonna end up 6-6, and in the goddamn Bahamas Bowl or some shit.
It's Clay Helton special.
Yeah. This is this game. Okay.
This team is a fraud. This team is not good.
Yes, we did lock Kentucky, but we also sprinkled the money line, and let me tell you, it should have hit.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you. Texas had one first. I think they got another first down with garbage. They had for the longest amount of time. I think they only got 2 first downs in the second half, right? 2 fucking first downs in the second.
Look at the yardage.
No, this game, Stoops, in my opinion, you should be fired for this game. This game was ridiculous. Absolutely, Kentucky was the better fucking team. You keep punting to Texas's punt returner, who's nasty. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Their punt returner is nasty. He had the touchdown against Oklahoma. They basically lost this game because they kept punting to this fucking guy.
Niblett.
But they also
Niblett.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ryan Niblett, yeah.
It's just football 101. I'm like, why are you punting to him? Why are you punting to him? You should have won this game 13-10. You fucking morons. And also think outside the box. Texas's biggest advantage is on the line of scrimmage. I tend to think when you have a 1st and goal from the 2 in overtime, try a little bit going outside. Like, I agree, you running the ball is probably the play to do with the quarterback. But they just try to go smash mouth. It was so predictable. On that final 4th down, I'm like, why are you not doing the quarterback bootleg? Try something outside of the box because you know the line of scrimmage. Texas is going to win that battle to me. This was absolutely brutal. If you pull up the stats, by the way, Texas 5 of 16 on 3rd and 4th down, right? Texas had 179 yards of total offense and won this game. Kentucky had 395. I mean, Kentucky had the ball 40 minutes of this fucking game. This is ridiculous that they lost this game. Absolutely ridiculous. 4 fucking fumbles by Kentucky. This was the right call. This was the right call on the money line. It should have hit. It should have hit, man. Texas is not a good football team.
It's crazy how underwhelming they are. Like, they got to go to Starkville next weekend. Is Mississippi State better than them?
I tend to think so. I tend to think so.
That shit we just watched against Kentucky was brutal, and then Oklahoma, they found a way to win that game, but they haven't looked good all year.
That's Arch's first ever road win, but I mean, he was 12 of 27, 132. He didn't turn the ball over, but oh my God, it's Eric. I sympathize with you, man. I know he's a Kentucky fan. This game, they had so many chances to win this game, and they frankly should have won. Like, Kentucky, or why are you punting to the guy? I just don't. I feel like a 5th grader could figure this out. It's like, okay, that guy's pretty awesome. Let's not punt to him. Even late in the game, when Kentucky kicks a field goal to tie it up to send it to overtime, they still kick the ball to him.
I know. It's like he's their only. They literally can't move the ball on offense, and then you just keep giving them a chance with their one guy.
Like, why would you not just kick the ball out of bounds? Give them the ball at the 35-yard line. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
Did you ever think we would get Mississippi State as a home dog, less of a touchdown against Texas this year? This is crazy. Like, these 2 teams are even. Yeah. I think Mississippi State should be favored.
I tend to think so too, man. I mean, this game was ridiculous. I just can't believe Texas got out of this one. Yeah. James Franklin, Kentucky. Sure, James Franklin at Kentucky would kill it. By the way,
he'd be great. That's our guy, Tailgate Report. That tweets us every week. He's awesome.
He is great.
He is a must follow on Twitter.
What is that handle? Is it Tailgate Report?
Yeah, he wipes his Twitter every week, and then he does like a new shirt every week. At a Tailgate Report. Yeah,
he's fucking great. Shout out to him.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And we did still cash on that. Part of our fire weekend was with Kentucky here. Then
I bet you on this battle.
Oh my God, dude.
The Terps. This game lived up to the hype.
UCLA -3.5 does not cash for me as Matt cashes with Maryland as this is 20-17. Did you see the phantom block in the back that they called? I think it went viral.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed on that, but I mean, Maryland was in control of this game for a while, but how about Malik Washington? 23 of 48. Yeah. Good Lord.
Run the ball, Lashlee.
Yeah.
48 pass attempts, 17 points.
For 210 yards? UCLA Magic, 3 straight wins. 3 straight wins, man. They're at Indiana. If they win that, now we're talking.
Oh, God. If they win that, I'm going to fucking jump off a bridge. UCLA Loyalist fan, Scott Bowser, because Nico had a bad injury at one point. It looked like he was going to be out, and then he's like, "Are you happy now?" I said, "I didn't wish injury on Nico. I don't like Nico, and I'm rooting against him openly." But yeah, shout out to UCLA, man. They got the magic. They going to get to a bowl.
The schedule is really challenging down the stretch
Yeah.
here. So at Indiana, home to Nebraska, they will beat Nebraska.
Yeah.
At Ohio State, home to Washington, at USC. So they just need one upset and to take care of home field with Nebraska and Washington. So one upset against Indiana, Ohio State, or USC. The USC one. You never rule that one out.
Imagine if they beat USC to like put them both at like 6-6 or some shit.
Yeah. We knew that line stunk. Next up was this one. This is another one that, I mean, luckily I didn't throw much money on this, but I did throw a couple bucks on Iowa. Of course, Iowa wins by 1. But this is great for our future.
Yep.
This is actually like they survived in a tricky game. Even I was talking to our Iowa fan at the Duke game yesterday, and he was terrified of this game. All they needed to do was get through this because the 1-game bump was going on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dane because we were talking about this one. Now, Mac, they're in position. They are in position. They're really in position to make the playoffs. Like they're in a good spot now. Obviously, they have some tough games still ahead of them. They're home to Minnesota next week. That game will be I think they should win it, but I also think it's a 17-14 type of game. Home to Oregon. I think they're in a spot to beat Oregon. I mean, Oregon's obviously looked great, but I think that's the one they need to get. At USC, I fully expect them to lose, right?
Yep.
Home to Michigan State, and it sets up the at Nebraska game as a potential spot for them if they win to perhaps make the playoffs, you know?
Yep. I mean, if their 3 losses are at Iowa State by 3, Indiana by 5, and then if it's a competitive game at USC, with the win over Oregon, I think that would put them and give them a shot to make the playoff.
Yeah.
The only thing that's working against them, it's Iowa. So this fucking bullshit rig committee is going to do everything they can to keep Iowa out because they don't like their brand of football.
Yeah, but they're in the Big Ten. I mean, but they should be. They should be. You're right, though. I get your point.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Hawaii. And shout out to Timmy Chang and company.
Bowling.
Dude, not only bowling, have you looked at their schedule?
I'm pulling it up as we speak.
They only have 1 loss, and I actually think they might be in a spot to be. I'll put it like this. They're at home against San Diego State. And well, first they have to go to San Jose. And who knows with that game? They run the same offenses, right? But they are better than San Jose so far this year. So if they get that game, then they host San Diego State. Now, San Diego State looks great this year, but the fact they host them is huge. They're at UNLV, which, if you don't know, they call Vegas the 8th island or the 9th island, whatever the fuck that thing is, because they have so many fans there. Now, that's still a tricky game. UNLV can score. And then they're home to Wyoming, which I fully expect them to beat Wyoming. My point is they're in contention to play for the Mountain West Championship, Mac.
Yep. They don't have Boise on the schedule.
I mean, this is pretty phenomenal what Timmy Chang has done, considering I don't think people realize what he took on.
Next week,
half the administration wanted to get rid of their football program. You know what I mean? And not even go to the FCS, like just get rid of it. They were starting guys that converting a safety to a defensive end the first season. You know what I mean? Like what? He's doing an incredible job. Shout out to Timmy Chang. Next up, USC Notre Dame in the rain. And I want to highlight, I often say a lot on the show, the kick return is the greatest play in the sport, the real kick return. That's why the NFL sucks, in my opinion. One of the reasons why they suck is the kick return. You can't get rid of the kick return. It's the greatest play in the sport. It's the greatest momentum shift in the sport that you can see. And there's nothing better than seeing the best athletes with the ball in their hand with a chance to basically flip the entire script of the game. And that's exactly what happened in this game. USC had just gone on a big time drive, to cut this game to 27-24, and it looked like they're in position to potentially win, or we're gonna have a game. In the final couple minutes, USC had kind of stolen all the momentum, and then they kicked the ball off to Price, their running back. What is it again? Janarian Price, is it? And he took the ball back 100 yards in the rain, and it was awesome. It was everything. It just was so defeating. You could see USC lost on that play.
Yep.
You see Lincoln Riley, you see them, and you're just like, you could see they lost the game on that fucking play. That's why it's the greatest play in the fucking sport. That's why you should never get rid of that play. Shout out to Notre Dame. They look really fucking good too. And USC can't win in cold weather. And what was that wide receiver reverse pass where the guy dropped?
Oh my God, the fumble!
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Yeah.
So what? I mean, USC, they're 5-2, but
they're gonna have to win at Oregon and avoid disaster against Nebraska or UCLA or Iowa.
Yeah. They're counterfeit, man. They just, any team that they play that's got a little bit of shit to them that not in the Coliseum they lose to. Notre Dame's going to win out, go to the playoff.
Well, here's what's tricky though: is it like you said, if Michigan's sitting there at 9-3, and USC is 9-3,
tiebreaker. Yeah,
USC is going to get in or should get in before them. I don't know if they would do that, but we'll see. Hilarious. Shout out to Notre Dame though. Notre Dame is. I'm pretty convinced they're in the playoffs, right? They're going to go 10-2. Maybe Pitt. Pitt could be sneaky for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They play at Pitt on November 15th.
Stanford.
Hey, you never know. We've seen
please,
before.
Please, Stanford. Yeah. Beat them the last year and then.
Who are Notre Dame's big wins? That's what's going against them. But
Boise probably would be the best.
Boise, I think, will win the Mountain West.
Yeah.
After that, they have nothing though.
USC
and Boise. That's going to be the debate. I actually think Pitt is still. You close your ears, Mac. Pitt is sitting there at 5-2, and Pitt has a chance to make the ACC championship right now.
What they do in the brawl this year.
So
imagine if they go to the playoff and they had a loss to West Virginia.
Yeah, that would be fucking hilarious. Next up, this game, it took a while to get open, but it did. South Florida 48, FAU 13. Shout out to all the people that sold out Raymond James for the first time in forever. It's tough when your campus is like 45 minutes away or whatever. South Florida, they're definitely going to be that team. So you're looking at a playoff right now with Indiana, Vanderbilt. Like if the season ended today, I saw where is this? I saw shout out to Dan Wetzel.
Yeah, because USF has the tiebreaker over Boise because of the head-to-head week 1.
Yeah, and the AAC just seems like such a better conference. But right now, where was this tweet? You would Wetzel, the great tweet here. Right now, the playoff would be Indiana, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Virginia, potentially Texas Tech, and South Florida. All, I mean, how this is what we want in the sport to me. Like you want this. This is what we're missing. This is the sport is stronger now. I mean, these fan bases have been asking for this. Now, obviously, this is probably not going to go. Some of these teams are going to lose, but what a phenomenal fucking playoff that would be. What would that do to those fan bases, and then the money they'll throw in behind that? You're seeing Indiana's effect from last year making the playoffs. Shout out to South Florida though; they look good. Pitt did not pit. Report they tried to pit for a little bit there.
There's a phony cover at the end.
They covered against Syracuse in that filthy dome. There we go, 5-2.
The quarterback didn't look that good. Heinschel, or
he had a good rushing touchdown, but yes, he did not have. He was 13 of 24. Woo, it's crazy. Yeah. 143. Syracuse had a good game plan, but Ricky Collins for Syracuse, the backup quarterback, 3 interceptions, did not look great. Shout out to Dane Irvin, man, giving us $20, man. You didn't have to do that. Great meeting you too, brother. And go Hawkeyes. Let's go. Yeah, hold on. I was going to get to this next one. We cashed Alabama -7.5 against Tennessee. What a pick six, by the way.
Oh.
What a gigantic pick six. 99 yards to the house. One of the best plays this Saturday. And Bama beats 4 straight ranked teams. Okay, let's talk about Alabama's schedule. They're 6-1. They're at South Carolina next week. Watch them lose that game. Because that's the team that's not ranked. That's been his problem. That's been DeBoer's problem, right?
Yeah, I'm going to take South Carolina next.
Yeah, and then they're home to LSU and Oklahoma in Eastern Illinois. That can't forget that matchup. Then at Auburn, they look really good. I'm still surprised, and the over bettors got robbed in this game. They still gave up. I mean, it was 142 on the ground by Tennessee, but they had 410 yards of offense. They actually severely outgained Bama. But I guess that to our point earlier, when you have a 99-yard pick six, it tends to happen like that.
They are in the driver's seat. That schedule's nice. And they don't have a loss yet in the SEC because they lost to Florida State. And so DeBoer, they wanted him fired, and he's found a way to.
There's still a path for them to like. There's still they look really good, right? But I just can't get there yet. I mean, I took them to win the national championship. I have my concerns about the run defense.
Me too. I don't know
the playoffs. I think they're good for the playoffs for the most part. They still could trip up in any of these fucking games, though, dude. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna lose to a Florida State team, you could still lose to South Carolina. You know what I mean? Like they have the same record right now, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
They could lose at Auburn. That game always
definitely could lose to Auburn. And then I'm assuming they're going to play A&M in the SEC Championship. A&M,
maybe Georgia.
Maybe Georgia.
Because we just talked about Georgia's schedule's soft.
A&M would have to lose twice, but yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch down the stretch. Let's talk about Tennessee. Remember, we thought in the preseason their schedule aligned nice for them to potentially make the playoffs again. I personally thought they were a little overrated coming into the game, ranked that high. They're at Kentucky next week. Then they have Oklahoma, then New Mexico State, then at Florida and home to Vanderbilt. If they only lose one game remaining, will they get in at 9-3?
God, there's gonna be a lot of 9-3 teams.
That's what I'm saying.
Why do I feel that
I
at
don't
Florida
think they're
game?
A number 11 team in the country.
No, I don't think Tennessee's that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost a lot off that team last year, and so Heupel's doing a good job just finding a way. Heupel does a good job of winning the games you're supposed to win, but they really have not beaten anybody. At Mississippi State's their best win.
Yeah, and that took over. And if you watch that game, I kind of think Mississippi State played better than them.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got this game.
Fucking Auburn. Jesus.
Is he fired yet?
Oh my God, they do. They have some of the they could be undefeated. Like their losses are ridiculous.
Dude, I had like $200 on Auburn. This was a brutal beat. Not really though. I feel like Missouri was certainly playing better the whole fourth quarter and overtime. But it's just like, how did you had this game won, in my opinion. Like you had it in a spot with 10 minutes left. What the fuck was the score of this game? No, it's like
17-10.
At 5 minutes left. No, I think it was. Yeah, it was 17-10, right?
Yeah, they had the lead and the ball.
Okay.
And they fucking couldn't milk that clock. They just
Jackson Arnold is so bad, dude.
Yeah.
How do these recruiting rankings whiff this bad? I remember hearing this kid, I can remember these guys, that cover recruiting saying this guy's a stud. He's just so bad. It's like almost unbelievable that you could be this bad at evaluating a quarterback. I feel sorry because like Cam Coleman's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable.
Missouri 6-1.
And they're going to make the playoff, dude. They're going to make the fucking playoff, right?
Look at their schedule. I kind of think
they're gonna lose to Vandy.
That's
If
too
they
lost.
could get A&M.
They could get A&M.
Road Rash Face is going to ruin their season on November 29th.
I don't think they're going to win at Oklahoma. Do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think that they'll lose both of the. I think they'll lose those 3 road games, and maybe A&M. I think they'll go 8-4.
But this was a huge fucking win to put them in a spot.
Yeah, they control their destiny. And
Yeah.
Auburn's going to Petrino's going to get freeze fired this week because they have a bye. Then Kentucky, they'll fire him after the bye or during the bye week.
He should be fired already, dude. Like he's done terrible. I mean, the refs screwed him some, but still.
It's just crazy. At Oklahoma, 7-point loss. At A&M, 6-point loss. Georgia, 10-point loss, even though that was dressed up. And
I would
then
say the A&M game was a little dressed up too, but
yeah.
Next up, Cincinnati puts it on Oklahoma State 49-17. Cincinnati is rolling, buddy. They're going to play in the Big 12 championship, aren't they?
We'll see. This is still Satterfield we're talking about. They got Baylor at home, and they're going
to lose to Baylor, aren't they?
They still got to go to Salt Lake and Fort Worth. So I don't know. They're playing well though, and
they're bowl eligible.
How fucking bad is Oklahoma State? My God,
they quit.
Yeah.
Then we had the Holy War, which I did lose money on this one. I mean, you want to talk about one of the worst targeting calls?
Oh,
did you see the targeting in this
game?
They're
ridiculous. Like, what's he supposed to do?
What have we done to the sport? But shout out to BYU. I mean, I still thought this is the like one of the worst calls. I don't even like what I get sick of having to do this every week on the show.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we doing to the sport? The sport, this is what I mean. Like the actual sport of football is terrible today. Like it's terrible. There's so much subjectivity on so many different calls. We have made the sport worse. There's too much subjectivity on this. I don't even know, like whatever the Utah defender did, I feel like you can call that every play. You can call that every fucking play.
Yep.
But shout out to BYU, man. And how about Kalani Sitake? No Rhett Lashlee, no problem. Buddy, I'm all over Iowa State this weekend, FYI. But
oh yeah.
Let's get that out of the way. Get your bets in right now. Iowa State money line. But I mean, Sitake's a really good coach.
Yeah. They 3 straight over Utah. I kind of think BYU's going to stumble down the stretch here. They have some hard ass road games coming up. They got to go to Ames and Lubbock and Cincinnati, but dude, they just find ways to win these games. Like
Jay Hill's a great defensive coordinator. He should be a head coach, by the way. He was at Weber State in the FCS, did a very good job. Shout out to the fan storming. But
Utah's not going to get to the Big 12 title game. That's their second loss.
Probably not. I mean, you still could, but Jay Hill, who the fuck is going to hire a coach in Oregon State should be interviewing Jay Hill.
Yep.
Oregon State should be interviewing him. I'm trying to think if Wyoming fires Salvell. I don't know that they will because
he was good at Weber. He was great at Weber. Yeah,
great at Weber, and he's a very good defensive coordinator. Next up, Nevada, New Mexico. This game was fun. It came down to the end. New Mexico, though, buddy. New Mexico. I know we didn't bet this game, but for the win total, we cashed 4-3. The Lobos, and dude, they're sitting there in a spot. They are home to. They are hosting Utah State next week in the Mendenhall battle.
This game's gonna be chippy.
Then they're at UNLV, home to Colorado State, at Air Force, home to San Diego State. So it's still tricky, but I think they're going to get to a bowl. I think they're going bowl, or they're going bowl. They're going bowling. Yeah, Choate. It's been a tough year for Choate, man.
Oh, dude, they've been chippy in those two. The at Fresno and at New Mexico. They could have had either.
Is there a chance that opens up too? They got to give him a third year, right?
They got to give him a third year. I mean, Nevada was horrible when he got there. So, yeah, I mean, it's been tough sledding. I'll be all over Nevada against Boise though.
Yeah,
That's a personal game for him.
Yeah, for Choate. Yeah. Well, I wonder where that line will be. Next up, we got Lafayette, Oregon State. This game was hilarious because Lafayette was actually giving them hell early on. At halftime, Lafayette was up 13-10. Oregon State scores 35 unanswered in the second half to win 45-13 against these Leopards. Okay. If you had Lafayette first half money line, you are the lucky winner.
Yeah.
All right, we can go to the next slide because the next slide we're going to talk about for a while. The final slide, the final game. If you've subscribed to us over the years, I think we've been pretty fire, but we get a lot of hate sometimes, which, of course, when you're doing something right in life, you're going to get hate. But I just want to remind people that we had on the money line Kentucky, which should have hit. We had Louisville. We had Minnesota. We had Central Michigan. We had fucking UAB first half money line.
In the contest, too.
Yeah. And we also had the Stanford Cardinals. Oh, my gosh, you fucking clowns. All right? I mean, how good are we at our job? How good? Plus 660 for me on the money line. I don't know what the hell you got, but 660.
Yeah.
20-13. And remember what Florida State, their administration or their, I forget who exactly, had said about putting Stanford in the league. Basically saying like they're a terrible team to put in the league. They're just a filler game. Well, Stanford is now 1-0 against Florida State, and Florida State moves to 1-11 in ACC play since suing the ACC and successfully winning. Essentially, well, they didn't. They won their. This is what's great is they basically went to a share where the teams that win more get a bigger share. Well, they're 1-11 since that has happened.
They look like such clowns, this program.
That's just a shout out to Frank Wright, who's got Stanford fighting fucking hard, by the way, dude. That was the one takeaway is like, I don't think that, I mean, they already overachieved my expectations, but I look at that remaining schedule. I know they're at Miami this week. They're probably going to get destroyed, but then they're home to Pitt. They're at North Carolina, home to Cal, home to Notre Dame. They're probably not going to make a bowl, but they have fucking fought hard considering their whole team left in the second portal. They're going to be a tough out for Pitt, for North Carolina, for Cal. Those are going to be, and even maybe Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame, but you never know. Freeman's been so bad as a heavy favorite. This game's fucking hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Freeman lose the last time he went out there?
No, I think it was the time before.
Yeah.
And it was in South Bend, actually. I think it was in South
It
Bend.
was, it was South Bend. You're right. Yeah. But yeah, crazy.
But Florida State now 3-4. You are home to Wake. You have a bye week, by the way. So that's why. Do they fire Norvell? Do they go back to Saudi Arabia and get the money to fire Norvell? You're home to Wake Forest. You're at Clemson. You're home to Virginia Tech. You're at NC State, at Florida. What's that final record? They need 3 wins. I don't know that there is 3 wins on this schedule, man.
Yeah, and you just wonder where's
to make
their
a bowl. They need 3 wins.
Where's their mind even at? I mean, if they fire Norvell, they could get the 1-game bump and stuff, and maybe they play for the interim. But I mean, they could get Wake at home. They could get Virginia Tech. It's going to come down to that Florida game.
And I would take Florida. I think Florida's a lot better.
I think Florida's a lot better too. This loss is aging very poorly for Alabama.
Yeah. And dude, I was listening to a fucking show the other day that said, don't bring up that Alabama loss. It's not a bad loss. It was week 1. Well, what the fuck's the point of the whole season?
What do you mean?
You have to bring it up. What are you talking about?
Who said that? Was it a national media?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and by the way, Thomas Castellanos with a all-time abrupt slide here. He ran 30 yards down the field, and the safety plays football because I'm telling you, get the abrupt slide out of football. The most dangerous fucking play in the sport. I love how we even have targeting, but the most dangerous, like we have this rule for player safety, but the biggest threat to player safety is the abrupt slide. So we're ignoring the most obvious play. We've seen multiple quarterbacks knocked out for weeks on the abrupt slide. Cam Fancher, UCF, Dylan Gabriel when he was at Oklahoma, right? I can do a fucking seminar on this. It is by far the most dangerous play in the sport. If they really cared about player safety, you would make that play illegal. You would make that fucking play illegal. Make the quarterback slide illegal. At that point, by the way, he's like 30 yards down the field. He is a runner. He's the same as a running back. So at that point, you have to teach, and it's on Mike Norvell and Malzahn too, because these coaches they use it to their advantage, but they should be teaching it for their fucking player safety. Because if you want to really talk about CTE, this is the easiest way to get fucking CTE, because you get smashed by the defender because the defender can't respond that quick. And then your head goes straight back into the fucking turf. Most stadiums don't even have fucking grass anymore. So you're going right back into hard turf. This is by far the dumbest fucking shit in the sport. And that player, the fact they threw him out of the game is disgusting.
It's ridiculous.
Disgusting. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You're absolutely right. It's like he's already going to hit him. What do you want him to do? Oh, here, have another 5 yards. Like, come on, man. It's fucking football.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's that NFL shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I completely disagree, FB Gotti. The game is too fast, especially Castellanos, who's like fast as fuck. If you think that's on the defender, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
I hate anyone that shows a freeze frame of when the defender committed, because you can't. That is ridiculous in its own right. The game is so much quicker, especially Castellanos, who's like a fucking wide receiver the way he runs. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't fucking your statue quarterback trying to run the ball where like, okay, he's running really slow. But I just think the whole rule. I think it's the easily, without question. I had the Sebastian, the doctor, on. He agreed on the offseason, right? Shout out to Sebastian. But he was saying the same thing. He was like, "This is by far the most dangerous play," and they don't care about it. They don't care about it. So, yeah. Anyway, Stanford though, hilarious. Another double-digit money line.
Shout out to whoever, I forget who tweeted. Somebody parlayed UAB first half money line with Stanford first half money line, 32-1. Beautiful,
unbelievable right there. All right, we got a great week of action coming this week. Tonight we'll be back college basketball wise with our Mountain West basketball preview. I am heading to Vegas this week for Mountain West Media Days. Which will make our recording schedule might be tricky, but we're going to try to get to stay on exactly what it was every other week of the season. But before we get out of here, Matt, game balls, where are you going? Game ball 1.
Vanderbilt. I mean, that was a national media or national stage. They met the moment, and they're right there to fucking get to the playoff. Pavia, baby.
Gotta love it. That's a good first game ball. With me, I will go to, let's go. I'm going to go BYU.
Yeah.
I know that targeting was absolute horseshit and really benefited, BYU in that game, but still to lose your quarterback for getting pussy right before the season, and then throwing in a freshman. I don't think a lot of people thought they would be 7-0, including myself. So shout out game ball to BYU winning the Holy War.
Louisville for my next game ball. Jeff Brohm and company go to Miami, dominate that game, start to finish. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly worthy of a game ball. I'll stick to the ACC from one Cardinals to the Cardinal. Stanford. Look, this Florida State administration talking shit about Stanford and who you are. First ever matchup. Who leads the all-time series now? That better shut them the fuck up. Saudi Arabia State taking an L on the farm. Frank Wright. They lost your whole fucking team out the second transfer portal, window. They didn't know who the hell they had on their roster. Hey, good job. Good job.
Let's go.
Final game ball for you. Where are you going?
Final game ball, UAB, the Blazers.
Oh, that
Battle of the Bones gets it done over Memphis. College football, baby.
Let's go. That one is a phenomenal game ball. I'm kicking myself for not having that one. I will go to the likes of let's go with I'm gonna give a game ball to Marshall.
I like it.
This what in similar vein, probably even worse vein than Stanford. Marshall's entire team leaves. Well, they kind of responsible for that, for not extending Huff. But I still thought for this new roster and new staff, not the university, I thought, man, he's walking into a disaster. He's going to go 2-10 this year, 1-11, something like that. But Gibby, and you see how bad NC State's defense is without him.
Oh, 100%.
Gibby has been kicking ass, and they moved to 4-3, and they got a shot at making a bowl game. Game ball to the Marshall Thunder and Herd. Folks, that is our show. Moneyline Mac's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Mac, I'm just going to fire a bunch of these randomly at you next week. You got Illinois at Washington. You got Tennessee at Kentucky. You got Texas A&M at LSU. You got Texas at Mississippi State, BYU at Iowa State, Missouri at Vanderbilt. What else do we have? That's like UCLA, Indiana, which is the hottest team in the country, right? South Florida at Memphis, Ole Miss at Oklahoma, Virginia taking on Chapel Hill. You got the Sunflower Showdown with Kansas State. What game you looking forward to most next week?
I think the one I'm looking forward to the most, I'm just scrolling back through these.
Is it that South Florida Memphis? Is it?
It might be USF Memphis, man. Just with the stakes, that one's good. I also am looking forward to seeing A&M headed to Death Valley off a loss.
Awesome.
Like Brian Kelly, he got to win that game, man.
Yeah,
and that game was crazy last year.
Yeah, it's kind of in a way, it kind of looks like a little bit of a light week compared to week 10. But
that means it's going to be chaos every time we say that.
Yeah,
every time we say that, it's chaos.
Let's go. Give me that chaos. The sport is chaos right now. Good luck doing a fucking 12-team playoff, folks. Till next time. This is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here. Run, shoot.